What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. So JPMorgan Chase CEO Jamie Dimon just made a major warning here to pretty much everybody in the United States. And it's a stark warning. Take a look here. JPMorgan's Jamie Dimon, he is the CEO of JPMorgan Chase, the largest bank in the United States of America. They're worth over $500 billion. Sounds an alarm about possible worst risks to the United States since World War II. This is very, very serious. And I'm going to give you all the details here in this video. And this is, now first of all, Jamie Dimon, pictured here, has been the CEO, has been in the banking industry, and gets insider information. Being the CEO of JPMorgan Chase is a very powerful man. He knows pretty much everything there is to know. He's almost as powerful as Jerome Powell. And when he says something like a stark warning on inflation and the economy, we quote, "We may be entering one of the most treacherous geopolitical eras since World War II. Not to mention that there are two major wars going on. Some people think this is actually the start of World War III with what is going on with Russia, Ukraine, Israel, Gaza, and all the other countries involved in that." You notice he mentions the word geopolitical. But this is more about the economy, inflation, and money that is affecting Americans and worldwide. He has a very, very bleak outlook. And he warns here that the decision coming forward and the inflation report that we're going to be getting here in the next 24 hours, there's a very, very big problem here for Americans. And we might be looking at a bigger problem going forward. This is the inflation problem that Americans have been suffering here over the last 12, 24 months, or maybe even longer. Take a look at what he says here.
And then JPMorgan CEO Jamie Dimon laid it out in terms of the impact of high deficit spending and what that will mean for interest rates. They're soaring. He says they will soar over the long term. In his annual letter to shareholders, Jamie Dimon writes this: "It is important to note that the economy is being fueled by large amounts of government deficit spending and past stimulus. This may lead to stickier inflation and higher rates than the market expects." He goes on to say huge fiscal spending, the trillions needed each year for the green economy, the remilitarization of the world, and the restructuring of the global trade, all inflationary. Mark, Jamie has been feeling like this for a long time. He told me the very same thing back in January. Watch this. Where does the Fed fit in, Jamie? Right now, it's pretty much priced in. We're going to get 3 rate cuts this year, possibly 2 or 3 rate cuts in 2025. Do you agree with that?
I'm a skeptic. I look at a lot of things, and forget just economic models for a second. $2 trillion of fiscal deficit, the infrastructure and IRA Act, the green economy, the remilitarization of the world, the restructuring of trade are all inflationary. And that looks a little bit more like the 1970s to me. So I think there's a chance that people should be prepared for that inflation comes down, but then bounce around 3, maybe even bounced up a little bit, and those implied curves will change.
Exactly what he said in the annual report, in the annual letter to shareholders, and exactly what has played out since January, Mark.
Yeah, and he's speaking to that second wave of inflation, Maria, that we've been talking about, because we are witnessing firsthand right now inflation begin to re-accelerate again.
In fact, Jamie Dimon, remember, the CEO of the largest bank, which includes, they control credit cards, loans, home loans, personal loans, auto loans. Remember, they control a lot of things. When you hear bank, they control the money flow to a lot of people, businesses. Think credit cards, think home lending, home loans, car loans. Very powerful corporation there. Their net worth is over $500 billion, okay? They warned that U.S. interest rates could rise to over 8% coming out here just today. Very interesting. What are your thoughts on this? In fact, last year, he warned that investors may be overconfident in their bets that interest rates will rapidly fall back to lower levels. Last year, he suggested rates could hit 7%, and he was right. Mortgage rates are over 7%, and he was exactly right. Even if the Fed decides not to lower interest rates or raise interest rates, just to keep interest rates the same, interest rates are at a century high, this century all-time high, 20-plus year high. They're absolutely crushing the average everyday American with credit card interest rates at all-time highs, mortgage interest rates at 20-plus year highs. They're absolutely obliterating the average everyday American, and they're obliterating the U.S. government. The U.S. government is paying almost $1 trillion a year in interest. It's brutal for everybody paying interest, credit card interest, mortgage interest, auto loan interest going to everybody, or coming from everybody, going to the banks. Yeah. Also, let me know down below in the comments if you witnessed the eclipse yesterday, if you were in the path of just the partial eclipse, or if you were in the path of the total eclipse. Our family got to see the total eclipse yesterday. It was such an amazing experience. We had seen total eclipses before. In fact, I actually seen on Reddit that there will be another partial eclipse in Hawaii coming in October. But to experience the path of the total eclipse was just an absolute unbelievable thing. In fact, my wife's father said it was like, what was his exact word? He said it was like a spiritual experience to be in the path of the total eclipse and to see it, actually be able to take your glasses off when it was fully covered, when the sun was fully covered. It went completely dark. You actually could see, I'll have my wife pop up some pictures here. It was completely breathtaking. And if you've never seen a total solar eclipse, and if you get a chance to ever do it again, it's completely different than partial eclipses. Partial eclipses, on a scale of 1 to 10, are like a 3, compared to this. A full eclipse is a 10 out of 10. It's breathtaking. It's life-changing compared to a partial eclipse, which is kind of like la-di-da compared to the full eclipse. Let me know down below in the comments if you've seen the full total eclipse. It was unbelievable. It went completely dark outside. It got cold outside. We actually seen a solar flare from, it was unbelievable that we were actually even able to see that. And you could see some of the other planets. It was unbelievable. Unbelievable. And to be able to even experience something like that, my wife said it was one of the top moments she ever experienced in her life. It was unbelievable. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. I hope to be able to experience something like that again, because again, it's not just being able to have something like that happen during your lifetime, but you have to actually be in the path of the total eclipse. And it was well worth it. We happened to actually just be in the path and we didn't even have to travel. We were actually in the path, and we actually could just experience it right then and there from our backyard. But let me know down below in the comments if you were able to do this, see this, if you traveled or not. It was something to see. Wow, it was really cool. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'll keep you up to date here on a daily basis. Make sure to like, subscribe, share this video with anybody that needs to see and hear this information. Click here to watch my newest video next. Thanks, and I will see you in the next video.